getting the day off.
Yeah.
You signed a full-time contract until the day that you're within.
Till death do us part.
No.
Jeez.
Until he leaves singlehood.
Singlehood. I like that.
Yeah. Do they still call it singlehood?
I don't even think they ever called it singlehood, to be honest.
Well, we're calling it singlehood now.
I don't think they ever called it singlehood.
I'm here representing every man.
Representing the singlehood.
And I don't want to go to the singlehood.
You live in the singlehood.
Ooh. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I should run for mayor.
There's nothing wrong with that, kings and queens.
Oh, hey, man.
Celebrate your singlehood.
Yeah. Shout out to all the single people.
Yeah.
We start this podcast. Shout out to you.
Have we ever given a single person any shout out?
Yes.
I say independent men, independent women.
Yes, exactly.
But you
That's
could,
not-
but
that's not the
that's not
same.
single.
No, that's
No.
not the same.
Fabs could be independent.
Yeah, it's true.
He is.
You can be married and independent.
Yeah, you're right.
Or in a relationship and independent.
Yes, absolutely you can.
Yeah, we'll leave it there because that could lead me to a whole different ballpark.
No,
Well, it is international break.
Oh, that means we got nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about. Dan's neighbors were happy that we didn't have anything to talk about on Monday, the day that I love. So we had to come on Wednesday, hump day. Pause. I ain't humping no one on this day. I don't know. Why do they call it hump day?
Because you're over the hump.
Yeah.
Oh,
The middle of the week is
well,
the
they should
hump.
know. They should know if I hit them with that joke. I'm recording.
What's Wednesday? Is Wednesday Bachelor Wednesday? Are we ruining the neighbor's Bachelor night?
Ooh. Should go out. We should field test this. Go out to the bars.
Hang on. Is it?
Look
which-
at all the bachelors.
No, the TV
No, I mean
show.
like the TV show.
Oh, really? Oh.
Come on.
You see, Dan knows. Dan's in his Bachelor
You
bag.
guys are losers. I'm not.
I do not watch The Bachelor, by the way.
Yeah, you
I think it's the greatest contradiction in female everything.
They're gonna kill you.
They love to watch 10 females fight for one dude, but God forbid their man go and speak to another female. I don't know.
See how Fabs is trying to like pave his little exit?
Yeah.
Saying all the little spicy things so that they can get him out of here before.
Before we really get myself out of here.
You smart.
Yeah, call me stupid.
You smart. I told you, you're the smartest guy on this podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone.
I've always given you that acronym.
Definitely not.
There's in levels of ranking, it's definitely Fabs 1, Dan 2, me 3.
I can't go through life everybody thinking I'm really smart. That's not.
Why not?
I've always been given that, and I was never the educated one.
Fake it till you make it.
Anything.
No,
No.
you street smart.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I know I'm not getting abducted.
Oh.
Does that count as being street smart?
I would hope neither would I.
Hey, man.
Are we allowed to laugh at that? Yo, he's safe, so we can laugh.
Yeah.
We can definitely laugh.
I'm snitching. They're still at large.
Oh, shit.
Be downstairs.
Whoop.
Be next door.
Hang on, can I use this now?
InnerViews Podcast.
Oh,
hey, man,
goodness.
you gotta relax.
All I'm saying is, if you are somebody who inherently has a lot of money, you should maybe sort of kind of keep it off social media a little bit.
Wasn't he in your part of the woods?
Whoa, no.
Oh, I know. No, I'm not mine. Don't tell these listeners where
You know where that neck of the woods is.
No.
you visit that neck of the woods, not us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, not me.
Isn't that near where you go get coffee or whatever?
No. We'll talk about that later. You guys are crazy.
He didn't get abducted from there.
I think, okay, now I know where it is.
I know where you got abducted.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That's such a
because no, I'm joking.
Imagine like 10.
It was me.
Don't even sit. Now you're trying to get the sirens are already going
Yeah,
on.
exactly. You're gonna knock down my door.
Imagine that story. Yeah, I got abducted this weekend. How do you hit your boys with that in the group chat?
Hey guys, I'm good though. You know, everything's fine.
Yo, so where were you this weekend? Well, you see,
just busy getting abducted. Yo, we're going to hell.
that's
We're
nuts.
going to hell.
But he's safe. That's why I could laugh.
Yeah.
But they're still at large.
Yeah, well,
They're ready to abduct the next person.
Yo, if they look at my Instagram, they know I ain't got shit. They know I ain't got nothing.
I'm safe.
They want all the podcast equipment.
Oh damn it!
Let's talk. Start their own little
They're gonna start
podcast.
How not to be criminals. Oh, shit.
Man. Yo, I'm gonna stop.
We're gonna have to cut all that out.
No?
Okay,
sorry,
well, I'll leave it in.
Sorry, dance folks.
Oh, that's funny.
You're all gonna know that we are stupid. Well, me.
If you haven't already known that.
Anyhow, you guys good, man? I don't know why my phone's on 10%. We're gonna die. We're gonna die on this.
That's like the worst feeling when you wake up in the morning and you didn't remember to charge your phone.
Oh, I've done that a couple times.
I did that this morning, actually.
Yep.
That's
Well, worse for you because you can't charge yours.
Yeah.
At least I have an outlet at the office.
Ooh,
I've always wanted to say that.
at the office.
At the
You
office.
sound so
Yeah.
important.
That's dignified.
At the office.
My esteemed colleagues over at the
Yeah,
office.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used
meet
esteemed
someone?
colleagues. Colleagues I've used.
Yeah.
Esteem, no.
Well, they got to get esteemed then.
It's nice seeing you, but I got to go back to the office. Give her a little wink. Dad, you wink.
I've got the. I give it
He
the.
definitely does.
I give it the wink and the gun.
He's a winker.
I am, but I can only wink with one eye.
And he throws the gun? That's
Oh,
nasty. You're
man.
nasty.
Yeah.
Don't wink.
You
Yeah.
sicko.
Yeah. You know what I need? I need Fabs' gunshots.
Oh, yeah, you're asking for a lawsuit, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If you throw a wink and a gun at the water cooler,
Oh.
you nasty.
No.
Yep.
The office. I like that. I'm never using it, but I like it, Dad. Smooth.
You can use it. I got to go back to the booth.
No. Whoa. I don't know what booth you're speaking of. We ain't rapping or doing anything that other people do in the booth.
Everybody's getting sold out tonight.
You
12
trying to
minutes.
kill me?
12 minutes in, and everybody knows our lives.
Man, happy to be back. Happy to see you guys.
Likewise.
With that being said, we got a lot of stuff to break into. We kept the people waiting. Whoever was waiting. Shout out to whoever was waiting. We appreciate you. We love you. But this week was important, and we kind of glossed over it, not thinking it was important until I got to Sunday. I was like, shit, whatever's happening now kind of matters. So we're going to talk about it this week.
Let's do it.
And we're going to talk about that league that I tried to do some research on, but they're smart, man. Did they start their little podcast yet?
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
They were
really?
talking about it.
I haven't heard anything yet.
Like a weekly thing or a daily thing?
I think so.
Weekly?
I'm a tune in every week. You want to know what podcast that I'm gonna listen to? Listen to that podcast.
That sure is going to be exciting.
Just because I want to know. I want to know what they think. They showed their little editorial team.
Oh,
No.
they did?
Are they esteemed?
Know some names. Hey man, I just want to ask. None of you guys want to work for that company, right?
No.
I don't want to kill your. I don't want to kill your dream jobs.
No, my line of work doesn't line up with theirs.
You don't want to kill your dream jobs if you want to freelance for them.
Nope.
Okay, perfect. But yeah, they showed up their little editorial team. It's kind of bad because like I used to write for the Ontario Soccer League, and now it's like I'm kind of just I don't know. The way I went out kind of explains why we're here now. But don't worry, this ain't me trying to get back on them for any grudges. That's just what I've always been seeing, being outside of it and inside of it. And yeah, we kind of got into it because the league starts in what, 3 weeks?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah, I think end of April.
end of April.
Third
Okay.
weekend of April, something like that.
And also, people that for new time listeners, people that are just watching this, I care about what these guys think. So before we get into all the soccer stuff, let it be known that I'm gonna ask them how they're feeling and what they're doing and what they have been doing because I haven't seen them in a while. If you want to get straight into the soccer stuff, you just click below where we have the timestamps for all you YouTube watchers, and you could just get right into the video. But with that being said, are the mics on?
Mike's on.
The camera's on?
Yep.
Gunshots. Alarms.
Alarms. I think it's called an air horn.
Jeopardy music.
Whoa.
you ain't shit. I'm waiting for that Jeopardy music.
That's fair.
Okay, Diego, shout out to you. Anyhow, since everything is good and you guys are ready, let's get into it. The InnerViews Podcast, episode number 67, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario, Wednesday night. We normally don't do Wednesdays, but Monday wasn't working because there were Euro 2020 qualifiers, and it's kind of late for these qualifiers to be starting, considering it's 2019.
Were you looking at your watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't see the rollie?
Yeah, sorry.
You didn't see the Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, sorry.
We're out here.
Didn't Buddy get his stolen at the mall?
Oh, bad.
People gotta relax. What are you doing walking around with a $30,000 watch?
Hey, man.
There's other problems. But continue. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, episode 67. Is it episode 67?
Sure.
InnerViews Podcast, episode 67, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. It's your guy Tyrrell with two of his great friends. One that he's not too happy with, the other that he's very disappointed in. Fabs to the left, Dan to the right. How are you guys? You guys are good. Yeah,
Am I the disappointed one?
Yeah. Very disappointing. You, Dan, you guys had the week off.
We took full advantage of it.
And you watched, and Young Fed watched Canada and Italy. Canada didn't play anyone notable. Italy did not play anyone notable. Hey. Sorry, Finnish fans. Sorry,
Liechtensteiner.
What's
What's the combined ranking of those two teams?
So Liechtenstein was 181.
How about Burkina Faso or whoever Canada played?
And French Guyana.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Close enough.
So that's what you spend your off time watching?
Yep.
Oh my God. Dan.
Yo, he's beating up people with his backhand.
Young Fed? Are you recovering after your big tennis return?
Wait, why didn't I get to see any footage? There was footage of this?
Yeah, there was.
I'll show you after.
Sending the backhands flawlessly.
Were you doing a selfie as you were hitting the backhand?
No, somebody was filming.
Looking ever so confident. Even had a little videographer.
Headband or no headband?
No headband.
So your socks were high.
Ooh.
Like orange. I was gonna say
the socks were high and the shorts were low. You're nasty. You pulled out a wink.
I was at the end of the first set.
I can't believe you played 3 full sets.
Yeah, 3 full sets.
2019.
Yeah.
Your poor opponent. You 6-0'd them the first time. They still wanted another 2 sets.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, shout out to them.
On a Friday night? Oh, God. Just pack it in. Well, what do they call it? They abandoned the game?
Forfeit?
Yeah. What are we scheduled? No. We'll play the next set next week.
An injury timeout?
Yeah.
No, they wanted to continue, so that's fine.
Oh.
Well, he left no prisoners.
Nope.
Went for the throat, boss.
He's going to be the one who beats up on his kids in sports.
Yep. Makes them tougher.
Are you going to be the aggressive dad?
He's definitely in the stands yelling.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, Gianluca. His name is Gianluca?
It will be now.
Okay. I don't know.
Pasquale. Run faster.
Gianpiero.
You got to give him 2 first names so that it works better.
Okay.
I could definitely see Dan doing that, by the way. You guys good, though?
The one training his kid? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All is swell? You
Very
enjoy
good.
your week off?
It was fantastic.
Fully rested? I don't hear no one complaining that they're tired.
No, not this weekend.
No, you guys are good?
Very.
That is great. I had a good weekend.
What did you do?
I watched a lot of games.
Well, that's good.
I thought this shit was over. Then I looked at the schedule. I was like, oh, Germany, Holland,
Not yet.
England playing a bunch of bums. Shout out to Czech Republic and Macedonia.
Everybody played bums pretty much.
Yeah. Before we get into that, shout out to all the YouTube subscribers, everyone that's listening to the podcast, new listeners, old listeners, listeners that came back, listeners that won't come back. Shout out to you guys, everyone on iTunes, Spotify, all the Android device users, iHeartRadio, and Spreaker. Shout out to Facebook, Instagram, Quora, Twitter. See, it's been a while. I kind of got to get back into the groove to shout out all you guys, independent men, independent women, single men, single women. Just because Fab said so, we got to give them a shout out. Shout out to all those that are listening. Shout out to the spring babies. Spring is around. Spring is here.
Spring is here? I think it's a week old by now.
Was spring here last week?
Has spring sprung?
Oh yeah, it did sprung. Spring. We didn't shout out the babies. Shout out to spring babies.
Good for them.
Shout out to everyone enjoying the nice weather. Shout out to those females carrying the yoga mats. Yo, man, yoga mats are the new thing.
Does it get you noticed?
Like females with the yoga mats?
Mm-hmm.
They're this is 2019 wave. Just letting you know that.
There you go.
When you spot out the yoga mats, just letting everyone know.
Well, it looks like my fiance's taking her yoga mat back.
No, oh my God.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Man.
Doesn't have a yoga mat.
I've been putting you some deep water with her lately. I'm trying to tread on the right path.
Trying to give me the buoy.
Yeah. Shout out to your fiance.
She doesn't have a yoga mat. I just did that for fun. But
hey, man.
we're just warning everybody. If your girl's got a yoga mat,
return it.
That yoga mat just comes out of nowhere sometimes. You didn't even know she got the yoga mat.
You're on the bus. The other female's got a yoga mat. You guys lock eyes.
Oh,
you going to hot yoga?
In all seriousness, have you ever tried yoga?
I have not, but I heard
No.
it's
Pilates?
no.
I will now. The yoga mat is the new. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not.
The yoga mat's the male camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
The photographers are getting in their bag. The females are getting their yoga bag.
Yep.
I feel like some of them just carry it around just to carry it around.
Oh, I know. A couple females that do
That just carry it around.
no that actually that you do yoga and Pilates.
That's impressive. I'm not flexible enough to.
Really?
Oh, no.
Where are they
no.
find all this time?
My range of motion sucks.
Yeah, I can barely touch my toes.
Oh, y'all are trash. What? Where did they find all this time?
No, it's not on the same night.
Oh,
Well, they definitely don't pod.
yeah. See, when you're potting,
You don't have time.
that's all 3 in 1.
Yeah.
How much energy I put into this pod?
You're yogaing as we speak.
Yeah, they're not even. They don't even know, man. They don't even know. But shout out to them. Keep doing what you're doing. Shout out to everyone. That's it. We're leaving it there. Everyone gets a shout out this week. We're not even going to run into that. Shout out to all the new YouTube viewers. Shout out to those that left. I think that's everyone.
For the most part.
Yeah. We'll hit you up on Monday when it matters. It's Wednesday. The vibes aren't that right. I don't feel that enticed to shout out everyone this week. But just know that appreciate you all. Anyhow, did you guys enjoy the games this week?
They were all right.
They were okay.
You guys stay out of trouble?
Yes.
Who pays for the bill on the first date?
What?
Whoa. I actually went out this weekend and I people watched and I found this very interesting.
So here's my
Depends
thing.
where we go.
Okay, you go first because
Okay, if I have the McDonald's coupons, yeah, okay, I'm using them.
all right. So here's my thing. The first date should never be at a restaurant. That's my.
Okay, that's fair.
Where should it be?
In today's age, the first date should never be at a restaurant. I second that. In today's age.
Why?
Nope. Today's age is not cutting it. Nope.
I find there's so many little intricate things that you find when you sit across somebody and have a meal with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can.
But not when the lights are dim.
No, you want to go to a fully lit place.
Well, depends on the restaurant. What restaurant? Are we going to a keg? Are we going to a burger joint?
I'm going somewhere nice.
Okay.
Somewhere nice where there's not the napkins are cloth and not Kleenex.
Okay. So that's not my first date.
Yo, that's a deal breaker for me, by the way.
way.
If they're not cloth, then I'm not happy.
So I've been brought up by 2 wonderful parents. Shout out to them.
Recording. They're not co-signing anything that you say from here on out.
No, I'm in their bad book, so I have to give them a shout out. I always picked up the bill on the first date.
I've had girls pay for my first date.
Oh, you're trash.
Wow. There's some good.
It's 2019, Dad.
I've had some girls pay for my first date, and I felt no ways. Yeah, you pay for that meal, Mom. You feed me.
Wow. Young queen.
Get into your little bag. Nah, I had one girl try to pull out my credit card. She slapped that shit to the floor and she paid, put it in. I was like, oh, all right, do what you got to do, Mom.
Wow, she's
That's
aggressive.
Cool.
But to answer your question, nowadays is the first date is
50-50?
Well,
No, you never split.
never split.
No,
Okay.
I'm paying first.
Yeah,
and I'm paying first. I'm paying first because I usually I don't want to give out too much. I don't care. I pay first because I manipulate that first date. That first date is mine.
Toxic
Yeah,
masculinity.
I take over that. That's mine. And then after that, you know what I'm about. And then second date, we'll go from there. Second date, I always let them pay because I don't care. Okay. We go on a second date. We go on a second date. If not, no. But what did you see? Before
The female paid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Told you, man.
That guy is trash.
No.
No, he is.
No. Well,
Good.
why can't she be an independent queen that makes her own and has her own
You
shit?
can't even finish that sentence.
Yeah. What do you mean?
No.
What if she's got her own and
Good
she's
for her.
good
Yeah.
and she's financially stable
That's fine. No.
and she doesn't need a man to pay for her meal?
Okay, then
So she wants to pay for yours first to let you know that she's got it.
okay.
Come on, Neo told us it's possible.
Oh no.
Neo told us it's possible.
Hey man, she could be a real queen.
All right. Well,
I was just fascinated.
Dad's like, no.
I'm just saying that back in the day, when the restaurant was the acceptable first date, but I think now the way times are, it's always a coffee shop or like a drink, like a wine bar or something like that. I don't think the restaurant is the first date anymore.
Dan definitely getting upset if she paid first.
Oh yeah, she's not paying first.
Dan's throwing a fit.
No.
The date's going fine until the bill comes.
Oh, yeah.
And then she pays, and then sorry, I don't want to see you ever again.
No. I'm sorry.
That is hella upset.
No, I'm paying on the first date. So
man, I'm upset because when we don't have anything to talk about or we don't do this pod, I get stuck in all the new stuff. That's all I know about dude that got abducted. I'm on social media.
All the dumb stuff.
Oh, I see everything. I'm watching the NBA. I'm seeing Barty B kidnapping males. I'm seeing
2019 is a crazy place.
Seeing Big Sean on Instagram doing a bunch of stuff that I don't want to see. I see everything. See too much stuff. I said, boy, Jesse.
Yeah. They dropped the charges.
Drop the charges.
oh yeah,
Yeah. I'm seeing everything.
What does that even mean?
I don't
That
know.
mean he's guilty, or does that mean he's not guilty, or they just found a deal?
I think that means he's free.
At the end of the day, that's all he cares about.
Yeah.
I'm sure the damage is done.
I'm just seeing too much stuff, man. We to get the club game back and going. Like, I don't want to know all this stuff. I want to be as less engaged as possible with all this stuff that's happening.
That's fair.
And now we're here. Now we're here, disputing as to who pays for the first date. Wait till I have a first date,
Summer's coming.
which will never happen because I'm washed. Wait till I have a first date in the distant future.
For the love of Ty.
Yeah,
oh wow.
and we break it down. Oh, she's definitely paid.
3 young females fight for the heart of one young Potter.
Ooh, which one survives?
Poor girl's got to go to the gym at 2 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, you better be gymming with me. I'm not, I don't gym with the opposite sex willingly.
That's toxic.
You know what? Hey, man.
Just in case she benches more than you.
Hey, man.
Listen, Ma, you put down those bars. You put down that
you-
bar.
You think you're gonna live more than me? No.
Okay.
Anyhow, yo, man, we gotta get to the soccer
This has been the
stuff.
stupidest 25 minutes ever.
We're gonna be like, hey, sorry, folks, that are new listeners. We actually care about everything that happened this week, and
We haven't seen each other in a long
we haven't seen each other in a very long time. But we'll be back on Monday. I don't know if Fab's gonna be here, but we're gonna be here, and we just want to catch up. And yeah, that's kind of what happened. There's definitely more stuff that happened, but with time, our time constraint, we got to get into the shits. So with that being said, if y'all ain't really got nothing to say, and y'all enjoyed your weeks, because I'm saying y'all because I'm American. Fabs, you know what time it is. It's the InnerViews Podcast, episode 67, live and direct from Toronto, Ontario. International break, but we still kept rocking what really mattered this week. Euro 2020 qualifiers, and we thought we were going to miss that, especially with the Nations League coming up in June. That Final Four, very tasty Final Four, pause. And Canada played.
Hey.
And the Canadian Premier League is starting soon. Shout out to Timmy's Dave. Timmy's Dave's gonna beat me when he stumbles upon these videos one day.
You're not getting into any of those York 9 games.
Yeah, they definitely got the bougie live stream going on.
Mm.
You didn't see their commercial?
York
Like-
9 or just the CPL
The
commercial?
CPL commercial.
Yeah, I
They
saw
have, they
those.
have an e-commercial or a commercial commercial?
They have
No,
a
commercial.
commercial.
Oh, really?
It was on halftime at the Canada game. I was like,
Yeah,
ooh,
a couple times.
Ooh, they're promoting.
Yeah.
So,
Ran it twice.
Yeah.
I wonder how much for that 30 seconds of ad space.
Timmy's Dave.
You think we could spend some dollars?
Ooh, Timmy's Dave. Where's never mind. What happened this week? Where are we going?
You're the leader. You're the captain.
Oh, I'm producing.
You're
I'm
producing.
pod producing.
Yep.
I was just going to say the soccer Twitter world is ablaze with the English
Yeah, unfortunately.
and everything they have to offer with that young, bright
Vibrant.
squad.
Hey man, I was be the first one to sit here and say we may have to take them seriously soon.
Shit.
We may have to really take
That
them.
squad is deep.
But they really are.
That squad is deep.
Yeah.
They're deep. I think this is the deepest squad they've had
I was just
since like I've been alive. Pause.
I was just going to say this might be the most successful English team
Yeah.
in our lifetime.
Could be. Could be.
Well,
They
yeah,
haven't
I
won
guess
anything
that's always
yet.
the if with every single English
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
If you look at that team that played at the 2006 World Cup or even the Euro,
Yeah.
you look at name for name on that team, the fact that they never won anything is an absolute travesty.
Right. But even at this moment in time, they had a great World Cup. But at the end of the day, they didn't win anything.
They should feel very upset at that World Cup because they lost to a team that was not very good.
Yeah.
I'm still not over that because those bums lost to Hungary this week.
Yeah.
Who won?
Did they really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They lost to Hungary. And yeah, if I'm an England fan or if I'm one of those England internationals, they really bottled a great opportunity to beat a not so great side and duke it out with France in the finals.
Mhm.
Where anything could have been possible.
That could I think they would have gave France a much better game than Croatia did.
Yeah. I think so.
I agree with you too.
Yeah. I think by the time Croatia got to that final, I think they ran out of steam.
That and man for man, I think England are just the better side.
Yeah.
If on their day they show up, right?
Then France or then Croatia?
Then Croatia.
Oh,
Not-
yeah, okay.
Not then
Yeah,
France,
oh,
then Croatia.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I just
Yeah, that's that. When I look at that squad, they have potential to do something. At the they're still in the Nations League, and they could do something. They're probably one of the favorites at the Euros.
I don't think there really is a favorite.
at Euro 2020.
I think a lot of these teams are in transition. Apart from maybe if you give France the favoritism.
But that's why I think England will be right up there.
England are a young team sort of in transition. Not in transition, but in
No.
the second tournament of their head coach.
Right.
Germany are a team in transition.
Yes.
Italy are a team in
Oh,
transition.
very much so.
Portugal, as much as you want to say, they're still a team full of very young players.
Yeah.
Holland you don't really know what you're gonna get.
Yep.
They do look good in some spots, but you don't really know. It's not a definitive 11. There's still a lot of young players in that side. There's a lot of teams who
What
are
about
in
France?
transition.
What about France and Spain?
Even Spain.
Spain is in transition.
Even Spain's in transition. The only team that you could definitively say that probably is just a slight
Is France
1A is maybe France.
Yeah.
And then there's like a whole bunch of other teams that maybe sit below them.
1B? Yeah.
But even France, that's if they decide to show up on the day.
Mhm.
Because they have a ton of talented players, but
So you Prem boys, shout out to the Prem boys. You guys are feeling the England vibe.
they have a ton of talent.
They have mind you, they did play a bunch of limited squads.
Yep.
Czech were not giving them anything really going forward.
No.
Macedonia scored a nice little opening goal. Great.
That was Montenegro.
Oh yeah, Montenegro. Same. They're all the same. Probably gonna go down. Montenegro gave them a little scare, but then they came back and did what they had to do. People are wondering why Ross Barkley didn't play that well. Yeah, well, good for him for scoring 2 goals. Good for him. And Hudson-Odoi played and Sancho played, and yeah, man.
And Raheem played well.
Yeah, Raheem's been playing well. I feel like now a lot of people are kind of silencing their tune on Raheem. I've been defending Raheem since day one. As much as I didn't like the way he ran, and I still don't like the way he runs, I've been defending him since day one. The only problem with Raheem was, and you knew Raheem was going to be great because he had all the attributes to be a great player. The only problem was his finishing.
Yeah, and Pep's kind of adjusted that.
And now he's scoring goals for fun, both at the club and the international level. So,
and by the way, and I mean, it happened again in this game. So anyway, I know we don't want to touch too much on it, but listen, stop with the racism, because that poor guy Raheem again was racially abused by those Montenegrin fans. This is the second time that he's had to go through this, and to his credit, got through it. Didn't say anything. So a little bit more respect for him because of that.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's ever going to stop.
Oh, I don't think so.
It's the sad truth.
I agree with you. But I just want to give Raheem a shout out for keeping his cool, because this is not the first time that it's happened to him,
especially on that side of the world.
Right.
Like we often forget that we're in the West, so we are part of cultures that are very diverse. Those parts of the world, the Eastern European bloc,
Yes.
They don't know what it is to have different types of cultures,
No.
and they're all predominantly one person, and they have one way of thinking. That's why you get a bunch of idiots like that.
Yep.
And it's the unfortunate truth, but I probably agree with Tyrrell. Unfortunately, it's always going to be a fact. If it's a fact in everyday life, then it means that it's going to find its way into sport as well.
Yep.
But I appreciate that you did mention that, because we never, you know what we didn't mention? We didn't, buddy that got punched in the face.
Grealish?
Yeah, we never touched on Jack.
Yeah.
We sort of did.
We just
passing.
we did
In passing.
In
No,
passing.
in passing.
Oh shit!
Yeah. But he's and you know, to Fabs' point, and he called them exactly what those guys are, idiots. And there's going to be idiots all over the world. I'm sure those idiots exist here as well. But to Grealish's credit, you know, that guy really socked him in the face. And you know, he stayed calm, because the thing is that if he reacts, he could incent a riot on that. And you know, he walks away. That guy gets what he deserves. I think he got some jail time as well. And he scores the winner too. So kudos to him, and good on him.
Back to England. Shout out to Jack. Yeah, they kind of handle their business.
Mm-hmm.
They handle their business. I look at their squad, and Fabs hit the nail about the depth. And it's like, you look at right back. They played Kyle Walker there. They could play Trent there.
Trippier.
They could play Trippier there.
Trippier was their starter, and he's not even.
Yeah.
He's probably the third option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Barring the form this season.
Left back, Danny Rose, Luke Shaw. There's definitely someone else that comes to mind. Chilwell as well. Center back, they gotta get Keane and Maguire out of there. I'm all for Stones and Gomez, but they got all four of them that they could really work with. I only have two issues with the England squad. One is the goalkeeper.
I'm not a big Pickford fan.
Yeah, neither am I.
I don't know what it is. I just feel like he's got too much swagger for someone who's not done very much.
I don't think he has any swagger.
No.
I think he's swaggerless. But
the problem with him is he always feels the need to be involved.
Yeah, overconfidence.
Yeah,
too proactive.
Uh-huh.
Just stay in your net and save the shots, and don't do anything more than that.
Wow, I don't think
know your role.
I don't think they have a creator in midfield either. I still feel like it's like I'm not having the Ali, possibly Lingard, Barkley, runners in midfield with no genuine passer.
And the only thing that could change that is if he gets back to full fitness would be Ox.
Yeah.
He adds a little bit of that. But that's a gamble. You don't know how he's going to return from an injury like that.
And they have all those players. They could play.
Isn't Declan supposed to fit in there at some point?
Well, Declan sits in front of the back four.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So that's one of the issues that they have. Well, it's not really an issue. It's an issue for Eric Dyer, who got hurt, because now you have Declan and you have Harry, who could play in that role as well. So they have a lot of options. And then up front, you kind of just hope that Kane doesn't get hurt. But, you know, you have wide options as well. Like, if Kane gets hurt, they have Rashford as well.
Yeah.
He was missing. Like, options galore.
Sancho, Sterling, Column.
Yeah.
Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi.
Oh.
There's a ton of options.
The Hudson-Odoi hive was going crazy.
They're loving it.
Shout out to him. Good for you.
Sorry he's going to be in deep waters if he doesn't find some minutes this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I still wouldn't start him.
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't start him either. Take your 30 minutes, buddy. Come on, man. That's how I feel about him. That's nice, bright, promising, but pace yourself. But they got the job done. They're probably going to win that group because I think the Czech Republic is their only real competition.
Yeah, and top two make it through.
And top two make it through. So they're probably going to win that convincingly. We're going to learn more about England in the Nations League.
And then I was going to say, they might not even need it because they could go on to win that tournament.
Yeah.
Considering the Final Four.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very much open for them to take.
Yeah.
Which I think could be if you want to have a stepping stone to build a platform for some confidence.
Yeah.
To finally win something again.
Yeah.
That'd be a start.
A trophy.
And I think they could go up against quality sides. They're going up against quality sides in that Final Four. So we really get a good barometer as to how good they really are or how good they can be based off those games.
I think they're probably the team with the most youth talent right now.
Yeah, I think that would be a fair statement.
Which I think from this weekend, that's what I took from all the games. is that there seems to be this new age, young wave of players at every single national side. You look at Italy with the Zaniololos.
Yep.
Keane.
Spinazzola's young too.
Spain,
Sensi.
Spain have their young players. Morata's sort of starting to come around. Odriozola. Portugal obviously have their young talent with João Felix and Ruben Dias, and Bernardo Silva is still considered a young player. France as well, they still have their young players, but they're more, I'd say France of everybody, their players are probably getting the more minutes.
They're more established?
Even by just a couple of years more so, I'd say they're still more established than like the Umtitis, the Rafael Varans. They've been getting plenty of minutes.
The only exception is Mbappe, who's still young and really truly.
Well, him, Dembele, they're still finding their way in their sides, right?
Right.
Mbappe not so much, but there's still a couple of young players. But every single national team, I think you're seeing a resurgence of the young player coming through. A lot of the old guards are moving. Germany as well.
Mm-hmm. France is the only side that I think knows their first starting 11. And that could be their first starting 11 barring injury come next summer. Unless someone takes over. Or unless they replace Giroud up front.
Which there doesn't really seem to be somebody who does what he does.
No.
Because I feel like they need him for everything to function the way it functions.
Yeah. So besides that, they look to have their starting 11 set unless Benjamin Mendy comes back. So I think that's the most important thing for them. And I think that's key. Whereas everyone else is kind of chopping, which they have time, but they're chopping, seeing who fits where, how they're going to really go about it. Because like I said, we're still a year away. A lot could happen in a year. But they have the depth as well, France. They could turn to players off the bench or turn to players that aren't even selected and get them into the ranks, right?
But I think if you look at the majority of those groups, I think the big name teams are not going to have trouble finishing in the one of the top two spots.
Yeah. Well, all of them should make it in. How many teams are in this stupid Euro? I hate the Euro, by the way.
54? Something retarded?
I hate the Euro, by the way.
32, I think.
I hated it since
well, the World Cup's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to hate it too.
Yeah.
I'm going to hate it 10 times more.
Yeah.
Hey, Canada's probably going to make it now.
No, they won't.
No. Yeah, they will.
Canada don't make a 48-man World Cup?
Yes, they do.
You think so?
Yeah.
They better make a 48 World Cup.
How many CONCACAF teams go through?
6.
I don't know about that.
6 in a new thing. 6.
So they're not better than Mexico.
U.S.
They're not better than U.S.
Not better than a lot of them.
That's 2 sides.
Okay. Honduras, Costa Rica,
Panama.
Panama's made the last 2 World Cups.
Okay, so that's 5.
Costa Rica usually makes the World Cup.
Yeah. So we named 5 right there.
So that leaves them one to fight for one spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you name the states?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We named the states of Mexico off rip.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was be like, yo, you name the states?
Yeah. Mexico, U.S.,
Costa Rica.
They're not, and they're not a lock for
Panama.
that. They're not a lock for that 6th spot, by the way.
No, I think
I just want to throw that out there.
You know what? If I don't want to get to Canada right away.
No, I don't either.
Okay, but I think that Canadian team has a lot of. I think that Canadian team has a lot of potential to do well in this year's World Cup qualification. I think there's a lot of good young talent coming through the ranks of Canadian soccer.
Okay.
So I think that they're not waiting for the next World Cup that will be hosted here. I truly think that they're gonna give all of their effort to qualify for this World Cup.
Okay. We're gonna get to them in a bit.
Yeah,
because I don't think it's gonna be like that.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
But I'm the biggest pessimist when it comes to these things, so I wouldn't expect myself to think that either. Anyhow, what else happened this week? England did what they did. The best game of the weekend, and I think the best game possibly of this year, 2019, was Germany-Holland. Whoa. Germany-Holland. Germany won at the death. Germany played with no strikers. Gnabry and Leroy Sané up front, destroying your boys De Ligt and
Virgil.
Yeah.
One of the few bad games I've seen him play.
Hey man, this is what I want people to know about Virgil.
Okay, go ahead. Because
Commanding in the air,
Mhm.
can read the game well to a degree. But boy, when people run at him, and boy, when he has to play on the ground, does he not look as great as many people want to believe that he is?
Well, I think because so many few teams can do that to him in the Premier League.
Exactly.
There's very few times that he needs to, or he gets run at.
Yeah. Whenever it happens, that's my issue with him. I think he's great in the air. I think that's great.
But then again, how many defenders are very good at that?
few and far between. I think you can maybe. The problem is, and I see where Tyrrell's going. Sorry, I see where Tyrrell's going with that. If you want to be one of the best, if not considered the best defender in the world, you've got to be good, not just in the air. You've got to be good when somebody runs at you. You've got to be good with the ball at your feet. You've got to be that overall good defender, great defender in all of those key aspects.
If that's the case, I think there's only one. There's only Ramos. Because to me, there's only Ramos that can tick all those boxes.
Yeah.
Hey, they're gonna kill you for that.
Because you can make a case that Varane, when I've seen him get run at, he's gotten killed. Koulibaly, I've seen him getting killed by countless runners. Another guy who's sort of flies under the radar, I think the two guys at City. I think Stones and Laporte are two guys who have been very good this season, who've been comfortable on the ball, can pass the ball in that system.
Laporte in particular,
yeah,
very underrated.
I think he's got
this season.
I think he's got one of the highest passing percentages in the entire league.
Very underrated this season. No one's saying a word about him.
Especially the fact that he doesn't play in the French national team too.
But that's for another reason.
Yeah,
whatever the reason is, but I think that takes away from. It hides that fact even more.
That's a reason why. That's also the reason why people aren't giving him the praise in the Premier League.
Yep.
Because I feel like if Virgil's getting those praises, why isn't Laporte getting those praises? No one's saying a word about him.
No. And they came into their squads at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes. Similar moves.
But he had to adjust to a different league.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think he's done that seamlessly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Virgil got killed. I also like Leroy Sané playing up front, which could be a ploy that maybe Pep could use going forward. I think he did a very good job there. And it was a game of two halves. And Germany played well in the first half. Holland came back in the second half, and then Royce came on, and both the subs actually came on and combined for the goals. And here we are. Germany win at Holland, and I thought it was impressive.
Are we seeing Joachim sort of needing to find a different way with what he has at his disposal?
It's a different Germany team than what he's had in the past. Yeah.
Is he being forced to evolve as a coach?
I think he'll have to. If he doesn't evolve, he may get found out with surprisingly what's in that Germany team at the moment. I think this is one of the few times where you could say that the Germans, I don't want to say are a drop in quality, but they're not the same German team that we've seen in the past.
Well, I just think he adjusted to that system for Holland in particular. I don't know if they're going to play that way entirely through. I feel like Royce has to have a say in that starting lineup. I don't know who their starting 9 would be if they're going to go with Timo.
I guess it depends what kind of system they play.
Yeah.
If they play a 3 at the front, you maybe assume it's either Timo or Royce who play up front.
Yeah.
Unless he plays Royce in behind Timo. But
and Timo hasn't been great this year.
Well, he's been okay at Leipzig, but I think he's a player who needs a move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I don't know if that ends up being to Munich, which is as assumed, but he's a player who finally finalized that Hernandez deal today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good piece of business.
Yeah, they definitely need another center back in there, which could mark the end of Jerome.
I think that does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could mark the end of him. But I feel like Germany is just a work in progress. We're going to see as these qualifiers go by. It's going to be interesting to see who they pull from and how they go about it. I don't know if they have enough talent there to really make a legit push, but it also depends on the development of other players, right? Cruz is Cruz, Kimmich is Kimmich. I still think with Goretzka in there dropping in, it does help them out a bit. I feel like it depends on the development of Serge, and it definitely depends on the development of Leroy as well.
You also have the Havertz kid from Leverkusen mixed in as well, who's had an extremely good season. Like you said, there's a ton of time until the final tournament comes around, so it's a lot of testing. But they do have the options, but it's not the Germany that we've been accustomed to of the last decade.
Yep, I just know their backline is pretty much set, unless someone really comes through the ranks. And we'll see how long Neuer's there for Ter Stegen.
I think they have to eventually make the move.
I don't think they will do it until after the tournament, unless Neuer gets hurt.
That's fair. It'll probably be him.
I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I
agree. I think that's what's going to happen.
I feel like that's what's going to happen.
So will it be France's tournament to lose?
I think I'm gonna take one of Tyrrell's favorite lines. I think it's still too early to say.
That's my favorite line.
Yeah, I'll judge it when it's closer. But on paper right now, I think France is probably the team that's most ahead of everybody else.
What the hell is going to change in a year?
A lot.
Are they all going to go down her? I think it's definitely theirs to lose. Definitely. Now, and unless 6 of those guys get hurt and miss the tournament, I think it's definitely theirs to lose. As world champions, and based on the fact that they made it to the final last time, and we won't get to that final.
So are we at the beginning of a French dynasty?
No, because I killed that last time.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
Remember, I was like, yo, Fabs, they're not doing it.
If they win the next tournament, that's the narrative that's drawn.
Yeah, yes. and that will play into the next World Cup.
Especially coming off the fact that they lost the last year.
I was talking about it. I was talking about it today. I was like, shit, they lost Euro 2016, won the World Cup, and now, this could kind of all play in.
They could very well go on to make 4 finals.
You said this.
Yes.
And I was upset when you said it. Yeah. You said it in the summer. And I was like, nah, man. It's not happening. I have no faith in them.
It's crazy to think that the bulk of that team is still young enough to make another World Cup as well. This one.
And that team is young enough that at that next World Cup, it's not going to be like that Italy team of 2010 where it was obvious that many of them shouldn't have been there, and you could even say that about that German team as well. That French team, those guys are still, many of them, in their prime. So
the problem with that Italy team is that was Spain. They encountered Spain. That was
in 2010. No.
Yeah.
No, they didn't get out of the group.
That was 2008.
No, I don't mean they encountered, but it was Spain's 08, 10, 12 reign.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm saying
they were caught in the middle of that.
Yes.
I think that would have been difficult for any team to try to surpass what that Spain side was doing.
Oh no, but I'm saying when Italy won the World Cup in 2006, that 2010 team, many of those guys were still there just based purely on the glory of winning the World Cup of 2010. Whereas I think this French team, the players that come to that next World Cup aren't there just based on the glory of winning the last World Cup. They're legitimately still in their prime and legitimately deserve to be in that squad.
Hey, we don't know that. How do I know Paul's still going to be in his prime?
People are saying he's probably past his prime right now.
So, but no, I get what you're saying. That's happened for the last few teams. It happened to France in '98. It happened to Italy. It happened to Spain. It happened to Germany. And with this side, it just feels like 4 years later, they could all still be there. And then they still have a lot of players that haven't even featured yet that could be involved as well. So I get what you're saying. They looked good against whoever the hell they played this week. I watched the game. It was Moldova?
Yeah, it was.
Those kids look really good.
Yeah.
I will say that. I'll leave that.
And they played someone else at home. Or was that Moldova at home?
No, they played Moldova away.
They played Moldova away, and then they played, how do I forget? And I was watching the game. Iceland, yeah. They played Iceland at home. And I can understand the difference between they're mentioning Paul. Paul don't got to do much. Everything kind of works in that system. Matuidi comes back if they need him. Conte was a beast breaking up everything, every goddamn thing. Conte nearly broke up or fouled or should have possibly been sent off, but he smiled and got away with it. And then
the golfing class is just too much between those sides.
It just works. Everything works for them right now. And Mbappe he fits into the system, and Griezmann does what he does.
Has it been good timing or good coaching?
Good timing. Well, obviously we got to give him some credit as well, but there's the way the tournaments have kind of lined up. It's worked in their favor.
Well, the only reason why I ask that is because we did see Deschamps made some adjustments in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he does get a little bit of credit for that,
yeah.
but he's also working with probably one of the best crops of French players since their World Cup.
Yep. The 2016. The 2098.
That's what I was gonna say. In '98, when you had the young Henri, you had Zidane, you had all kinds of
Deschamps in there as well.
Exactly.
Claude.
So it does help when you're working with that kind of talent.
Yeah.
It's almost like you just got to put them out there in a somewhat decent shape, and the likes of Iceland are really gonna have no say in the matter because you just let these guys play.
Yeah.
So that's why I take these games with a grain of salt. Yeah, they're important, but to me, just get to the tournament.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just navigate your way to the tournament. Don't miss out on the tournament. Don't pull a Holland. Don't pull an Italy. Don't pull a United States. Just get there. Because then that's when we can really set the barometer of what these teams look like.
Same apply to Holland.
Yeah, I think especially being in the position they are, that they need to make the tournament. And
because they've missed what? Is it the last 3 they've missed or last 2?
I was going to say it's 2.
They've been there since 2014.
So this would be the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they desperately need to make it back, especially for a nation like that.
Yes.
We'll see what they're about in the Nations League as well. They look good, but a lot of the players still have some growing up to do.
Who do they have in that Nations League?
Are the games set in stone already?
The finals?
Yeah.
Of the 4?
Yeah. It's not a group stage, right? It's just
I believe it's
isn't it Holland against England
and Portugal against Switzerland?
Something like that.
Something along those lines. Whatever it is, those are the final 4.
Yeah.
So in whatever order they play each other, is not a big deal. But
it matters.
Portugal, Switzerland, Netherlands, England.
Yeah. So we'll see what they're about. But yeah, they got some young kids there. Virgil leading the back line. They look good. I just worry about up front.
I don't think you're going very far in the Depay, Babel.
That's why
Quincy Promes, Bergswin.
They're excellent FIFA players, but in real life, I don't know how that meshes. And do they have the mental capacity, the headspace? Yeah. Because those are 2 of the 3 of those guys. They've not done much in their career based off their mental capacity.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna learn a lot about them in the Champions League. That's a first step for them. I feel like they'll have gone through enough tough tests by the time they get to the tournament. They should be ready. Obviously, the tournament experience is something different, and I don't expect them to win the tournament if they get there, but I expect them to produce at least, because whatever happens against Juve, that's a lesson. Frankie's going to Barca. He'll learn a lot there. That can make or break him. Everyone's saying De Ligt's going to leave.
Potentially to Barca
as well.
Right.
He'll learn a lot there. The other guys, Babel, Memphis, they know what it's kind of all about. Deroon's Deroon. Van Dijk this is a title run for him.
What are you going to get out of your fullbacks?
That too.
Blind and Dumfries.
Yeah. So they'll be ready.
Van Alden will still be there, I think.
Yeah.
So he's gone through that Liverpool title run too.
Yeah.
So
Champions League run as well. Yeah. So they'll have a bit of experience. Maybe not experience to go that one step further, obviously, but to at least contend, make things interesting.
It's a tournament, so
yeah.
Whatever happens on the day, happens on the day.
Yeah, man. Sorry, Fabs. After I saw Euro 2016, man, anything is possible in that goddamn tournament. I'll tell you that from right now.
Yeah.
So I hate the tournament.
Hey,
I'm not.
You want a full season of? Imagine they somehow made it a full season tournament.
I hope not. It'd be a bit better.
20 games.
20 games. Just
what if we had like a 20-game World Cup throughout 8 months?
No, I'm fine.
League format.
No. There's
But
enough.
it has
players.
to be the best teams, man. That's why I'm upset that Euro is not 16 teams anymore.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, for me, I thought the Euro was one of the best tournaments.
Until last Euro.
Yeah, no, until they expanded it.
Yeah.
Before, when it was that was probably one of the higher quality tournaments in the world. It's not the highest quality.
Because you had the best against the best for the most part.
Yeah, because
there was never really any like bottom feeder.
No, they were all quality sides.
Well, and the teams that did make it just by the hair on their teeth, they were coming in on a high because they had just gotten into the tournament. They always performed well.
Yeah.
The likes of like Turkey always had a great tournament. You know what I mean? There's tons of nations that always had great tournaments.
Yeah. So now it's like there's a lot of filler. I don't like the filler.
No.
Sorry,
Well,
filler. No.
It's all about dollars.
Sorry, Northern Ireland.
Didn't they win? Were they
Pardon
like
me?
winning their group?
Where?
Never mind. We'll get to that later.
I think Declan's mad that he didn't stay for Northern Ireland.
Is he Northern Ireland or Ireland?
Whatever.
I'm pretty sure Northern Ireland won this week.
Good for them.
But
Let's move on.
We'll leave it there. Any other? Oh, Portugal.
Hey.
Or do you want to start with Italy?
No, you can start with Portugal. I don't care.
No. Italy's gonna be real quick. What are you gonna tell us about Italy?
Portugal's
No.
too.
Nothing much.
Really? You
No.
didn't learn anything new?
No, nothing at all.
What do you think of the young budding talent, Dan?
Actually, you know what? This is the first time in a long time that fans of that national team should be, I don't want to say happy, but should be excited to see what's coming, because a lot of those young Italians, Mancini is giving them a chance, and I think Euro is one of the stepping stones before they really take a run at the next World Cup. I think the Euro comes too soon for a lot of these players, but I think for some of them it might come a little bit too late, like Insigne. I think by the time Insigne by the time the Euro come in, that could be one of Insigne's last big tournaments. He missed out on that World Cup. That would have been Insigne in his actual prime. So I feel for players like him. But with that being said, there's a lot of good young talent coming through, and Mancini is really giving them the opportunity to shine, and most of them have taken this opportunity. Moises Keane scoring 2 goals. I know it's against Finland and Liechtenstein, but you can only score against the teams that are there in front of you. So.
Oh, you corny.
Yeah, so
you corny.
I want to throw that one in there.
You corny.
Yeah.
Who's in that group? Anyone that I should...
Greece and Bosnia are the other, like, let's say the other three big teams.
I'll tune into Greece and Bosnia. Not that I think they're gonna make any much of a difference. Bosnia could be an interesting game, but
they play Greece next.
Okay.
I think away.
Armenia, Finland, Bosnia, Greece.
No, I'll definitely tune into those.
Mkhitaryan's gonna hit him with smoke.
All I could say is we will see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to really picture what Mancini can do and what I expect from him. And we've had this discussion about Juve developing players, and I don't know.
Well, there was two Juventini who played in the first game, Chiellini and Berna, and in the second game, it was Spinazzola and Bonucci. Sorry, there was 3 in the first game. Bonucci, Chiellini, and Berna, and then the second game it was Bonucci and Spinazzola.
Are those 2 going to Euro?
And Keane. Sorry, Keane also plays for Juve.
Are those 2 going to Euro?
I don't know yet. I think it's
who, Bonucci and Chiellini?
Yeah,
I would hope so. Who else is going to go as center backs? Romagnoli and who? Rugani?
Hey man, don't talk on Romagnoli's name like that.
You're gonna get the Milan folks coming after you. He's world class.
You don't know about him.
Is there? But in comparison to all the other nations and what the young talent that we see there, is there enough in the Italian side? Where do they compare to everybody else?
I think they're lower on the list.
Yeah.
Which is where you have to compare them to right now, right?
Yeah, no, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm saying that the World Cup is their aim. But I think the Euro is going to give them a chance, those young guys a chance to feel that tournament pressure. I don't think those young guys are going to be ready for the Euros.
Well, that leaves us with Italy because I have nothing to say on them. Fabs, you got anything to say on Italy? Anything that really catches your eye?
No, I asked my questions.
Yeah, no Ballo, no. Who else is Italian that?
Verratti, he scored.
Yeah, Verratti scored.
He had a very nice goal that I've seen.
I think he might be someone that's going to be.
He's in the same books as Insigne if you're going to compare.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like he's going to be important to the success of that team in the short run. And both games he actually played quite well.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I really hope so.
Yeah,
look, those two have a lot to prove.
Yeah, those in Jorginho and Insigne. Sorry, Jorginho and
Jorginho no one.
Insigne and Verratti.
Insigne and Verratti were the ones that were put on this hype. They were very hyped coming in as over the past few years. Mm-hmm. So now we really got to look at them. They owe you, and your fellow countrymen and nation a lot.
Yes, they do.
So they better show up.
That's their tournament.
Yeah, that is. I don't want to say it's their tournament.
No, but that's what I mean. If any, they are going to be counted on to lead this team into the Euros.
Yeah, and who plays in midfield with Jorginho and Verratti?
Who played in that?
There's someone else. They've
Gagliardini? Did he play?
No, they've kind of rotated through.
Yeah, they did.
Through who plays?
Didn't Politano kind of play in the middle?
In one game, yes.
In the second game that I watched.
So I'm just gonna go off rip and say that third spot is up for grabs.
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
We'll leave it
Sensi
there.
played in the second game.
Okay. We'll leave it there. I'm really interested to see how they go about things. I don't think Mancini's the guy. I've always said that. But he's given the youth a chance. So we got to give him a chance.
Verratti might be the most talented Italian player to never do shit.
Yep.
Insigne too?
No.
At least I could sort of, I was going to say, at least I can claim that he helped Napoli sort of push whatever they pushed. But,
man.
But at least Verratti won titles.
Yeah.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah. That's fair.
One way or another.
Verratti kind of stalled after PSG's owners told him he ain't going nowhere. You stayed here.
They put the clamps on him.
You ain't going to Barca. You dream on, buddy.
Imagine that.
Sucks to suck. Portugal.
Oh boy.
It's funny because I talked about Portugal and I was like, yeah, man, these guys are ready.
Then they go and give you that.
They're ready. They're ready to take the world by storm. Bring back the GOAT. They bring him back.
Yeah. How'd that go?
He
got hurt.
He didn't score, then he cramped up.
He went for that little quick sprint, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm out."
He's like, "No,
I'm flying back. I gotta go see Georgina."
Yeah. No, not tonight.
Yeah.
Georgina's looking good.
He's getting ready for the Champions League.
Is Fernando's? Do we need a change?
A heat check on him?
Yeah. Do we? What's going on over there? I watched.
I did not.
I know. Well, we already exposed you.
I know.
Do we need a lot of people think he's stubborn in his choices and who he's giving time to. But he has rotated between 4-4-2, 4-3-3. So it's not that he's stuck in a system.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So you can't fault him for... I think you almost have to put it on the players. Because you can't fault him for... In that first game... I can't count how many crosses went into the box right into Stepanov's hands. Like, I'm not going to blame him for that. Cancelo couldn't play a ball in. João Moutinho also, his crosses were no good. Rafael Guerreiro, his crosses were no good. Like, I can't fault him for that. I can't fault him for simple errors that players were making. So, is it on him? I think whenever you win something, people expect you to keep that momentum going, and you're going to run into these teams. They sit in low blocks. Portugal really, apart from Bernardo Silva, they don't have that creator to really unlock a game like that. That midfield still lacks that. And a lot of times, where this could be where a lot of people have a stick with Fernando, is that he does prefer to play Bernardo out wide and then have him drift into locations, into central locations. But when that's not going, who else is there to unlock a game? I still think we don't really have a striker. Diego Souza isn't an option.
That wasn't really working out.
You're not like we've learned this with Lietzen. Like this isn't gonna work.
No.
Like you don't bring in a random striker. Andre Silva was much better in the second game in the 20 minutes than he was in the first entire game that he played.
Yeah.
I still think that he's potentially, I don't want to call him overrated because he's still so young.
I don't know you call it.
But he's getting,
may kill you after, but
he's getting to that point. It's difficult. There's a good, I still don't think with all these changes, he hasn't really played a steady 11 either. Especially through that whole Nation League run with Ronaldo never being there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Moutinho wasn't there for that run. So, like, when you look at the first lineup and the second lineup, there's still a ton of changes made into there. So, you don't know. Danilo Pereira, he scored that crazy goal, but even at Porto this season, he's still coming off an injury. I can tell that he's not 100% still. I thought William was probably the best player in that second game, which is something I rarely say. But
I didn't like that they both played together.
Well, I could see where it works because William plays a little bit further up the pitch.
Yeah, which I saw that.
But it's still not good enough when you're getting hit on the counter, and every time Tadic was on the ball, they looked dangerous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Mitrovic was, until the second half, was destroying Pep and Ruben Dias.
Yeah.
So...
And Buddy was killing Radjanovic or whatever his name was killing Rafael Guerrero.
Yeah, who's not known for his defensive abilities.
Yeah. Which is why I questioned why he was playing left back.
Because unfortunately, there really isn't much of an option other than Mario Rui.
Yeah. Well, can we not just throw Semedo to the left and have
we've seen
play on the right?
Well, we've seen Cancelo play a left back for Juventus this season.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Semedo can play there too. He's played there for Barca as well.
Which I don't understand because there's too many right backs at this point.
Yeah.
There's those two. There's Ricard Pereira. There's even Cedric. So there's an abundance of right backs. So I think something needs to be done, and maybe you play Guerrero up the field, where we've seen him with Dortmund.
Yes.
A lot this season.
Yes.
So I think there are little things that can be done. Do I think that Fernando Santos shouldn't be the man going into Euro? No.
No, you can't do that now.
And I don't think anything that happens, even if barring whatever, even if they lose that to Switzerland and don't make it to the final, I don't think that's going to change that at all.
The team is there to challenge and defend their Euro title, if the Euro title, whatever that's there to defend. He just has to find it. I do think that when Ronaldo's there, it kind of
off balances the squad,
stalls things.
Yeah, because a lot of the game is attempted to play through him.
Yeah, that's why we see all the crosses.
Yeah,
that's why all the crosses are dumped into the box,
But the problem is, if you look at Ronaldo when he's been successful, he plays with a Benzema, he plays with Mandzukic, which Portugal try to find a guy who can do that in Portugal's lineup, and it doesn't happen.
But it's hard to find that.
Of course.
Extremely hard, especially when you don't...
Why do you think he went to Juventus? Because he knew who was there.
Yeah, it's not like you go, oh yeah, we could just loan you.
Yeah.
Come be Portuguese for the tournament. You can't do that, right?
No.
So that's the big issue. You can't. And that's where I feel like eventually a decision's got to be made. I know he could probably play until 37, 38. But when...
Do you move away from him?
When are we giving my guy Bernardo the keys?
Until Ronaldo's there, he won't.
I know, and that's a big problem because I feel like that could obviously not kill, but hinder growth going forward.
There needs to be a way that they can coexist,
and that's why Fernando's there.
So I don't know if you play Bernardo off of Ronaldo.
That could be an option.
In behind him, where he plays more centrally. But then you play with only two midfielders because Portugal always plays with wide players.
Yeah.
So maybe you play with Ruben and William in the middle or Ruben and João in the middle. So the options are there, but I agree with you that it's up to Fernando to find something.
Yeah.
But we've seen this to be a continuous issue with Portugal throughout every coach's reign.
Yeah.
There's always been an inability to really maximize Ronaldo's abilities.
Yeah.
Queiroz couldn't do it. Paulo Bento couldn't really do it.
But now it's at a point where I feel like he's extremely limited to what he could do based on age and losing just a lot of key components to his game based off that age, right?
Yeah, but we've seen him play predominantly, I'm not saying always to a successful amount, but we've seen him play a lot off the left this season.
Yeah.
And it's worked in some spurts. So I'm not saying he needs to play 90 minutes off the left.
Yeah.
But I think it's an option to start games. And how you work everybody else into is now on you.
Yeah.
Maybe you play him off the left, you play Andre Silva in the middle, and then you play Bernardo Silva off of Andre Silva. So there needs to be some sort of ability to make everybody work in conjunction because the talent is there.
Yeah. This is one of the tournaments where they go into it as favorites.
They with the state of the national team scene, they very well can make a run again.
Yeah.
I think they.
I don't know. Again? I'm playing. I'm always hate on.
A couple penalty shootout wins.
I'm always hate on that 2016 run, bad. But no, you're right. They're legitimate contenders. I don't care what you want to say, or what anyone else say. They are. So it's up to them. It's up to Fernando, and that's a big job that he has to ask. I just want my guy to get the keys.
All right, producer, where are we going next?
Well, Spain won. Spain beat down Malta. Fabs does not care about that.
I don't. I don't either.
It was the
Why
quietest
not?
beatdown.
Why not?
Because
They
Malta.
They had
Alvaro with a brace.
yeah, and they had one shot and 19% possession.
Good for them.
We got to give them some credit.
And they only won 2-0.
Yeah,
Wow.
you know Spain goes about their business.
Pass.
Yeah,
I think, but it's nice for Spain because they're going into a tournament with very little expectations.
Yeah.
They still have a ton of talent everywhere,
Oh yeah,
but it's where do they find their goals for me?
that's always been that's always been the key.
Can Diego Costa get fit? Because we seen them try that at the World Cup, and that didn't
Pan
work
out
out the
well.
best.
Yeah.
The midfield's the midfield. Not as good as the midfield from the past, but still pretty good enough. And we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what the state of, they're one of the teams where you don't know what the state of the team's going to be come next year. So I can't really say much. You know, so what's Asensio going to be? What's Isco going to be? What's Morata going to be? The midfield, Saul, Koke, Rodri, Busquets' final tournament maybe at that level.
Ramos,
Piqué. Yeah.
You know, there's
a lot of what ifs.
Jordi Alba.
There's a lot of what ifs in that side.
Yeah. So Luis Enrique has to get it right, and we'll see how that goes. I said Croatia lost. Someone lost. I think Scotland lost to like Kazakhstan.
Wow. To all our Scottish listeners.
Yeah. And Robertson didn't even play because he had to go to the dentist. I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I just heard a lot of crazy stuff. There.
What excuse is better, the dentist or your sister's birthday?
the dentist. My teeth come first.
Yeah.
Coach.
Wow.
Klopp cares.
Jeez.
I don't know what else happened, but
I think that's pretty much it for
That's
the
it.
international scene.
Yeah, that's.
Dan just want to talk about Canada. Like,
No, I don't even want to talk about Canada, but that's
Why?
because they beat French Guyana.
Oh, damn it. I thought it was Burkina Faso.
No,
Shit. The friendlies happened. Messi
I
lost.
thought we were talking about friendlies.
I'm just saying that Messi and Argentina lost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world was in an uproar.
Yeah.
He's back and he can't fix it.
Yeah.
He only plays well for Barcelona.
Yeah. You didn't know?
You
No.
see the bums that he was playing with?
Yeah,
Yo,
They suck.
That Argentina team is so bad.
yeah. They lost to a team that doesn't even a country that doesn't have running water at the moment.
Hey, whoa.
Wow.
The
Damn it.
Venezuela, good.
Don't play those gunshots.
Yeah, don't disrespect
Joseph?
Rondon
Yeah.
Joseph?
and Joseph
Oh yeah,
with the superb PK.
yeah.
Come on.
Don't disrespect. They'll be up there. Did they qualify for Copa America?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Yeah. Don't disrespect them.
I'll disrespect them all I want.
No, they're not. They're not half bad. They'll be there.
When you're playing Paredes in midfield.
Yeah.
Come on, man. They have a big issue there. I don't even know who the coach is for Argentina right now. Nor does it matter.
Do they not have a full-time coach?
I don't know.
I don't even know.
It's a mess. I kind of checked out of them after the World Cup.
Scaloni?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've checked out of that entire scene after the World Cup because it's not going to get any better. And he should just.
I wouldn't have gone back.
Nor should he. But the man loves his country.
No, good for him.
He could have played for Spain.
Can you imagine?
Biggest regret of his life.
He's never challenged himself and gone abroad.
Yeah.
Well,
That would have definitely been it.
Yeah.
They would have killed him there.
well,
You don't go abroad and you decided to play for Spain and not your country. They'd be like, oh, he didn't just play for his country.
look at the. He played with Lautaro Martinez,
Yeah,
PT Martinez, who plays for
your
Atlanta.
boys. Your boys.
Mercado's in the back. Foyth,
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Armani in net. Paredes.
Who's in it?
Armani.
Okay.
Paredes. Luchauso. Tagliafico. Come on.
But
We're going to blame him?
My problem here is that we make
Watch
it
a lot of games and we know what those players are capable of.
No, but the general audience makes it such a big deal when Argentina loses, but has not cared to look at what that Argentina side has been since post 2014.
You know who was on that? You know who came off the bench? Who? Pereira.
Yeah.
From Watford. Benedetto, buddy from Boca Juniors.
My God.
Yeah. That's
You know who else was on the bench? Acuna, who plays for Sporting. Dybala's the only half name, and we know what he gives you.
Yeah.
So Sergio wasn't called?
No, not on this list.
Okay.
Sure, if I'm Sergio, I'm staying home.
Yeah.
Manchester's looking nice compared to that.
And look, man, they're not going to win Copa America.
No.
They might not even go very far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know what those groups are like, but there's some quality sides in that in
You just
South America.
killed Venezuela.
Yeah, no, but okay, so apart from that.
Venezuela, Colombia, Brazil.
Yeah.
You know those South American teams
Yeah.
are scrappy.
Uruguay?
Uruguay.
Yeah. So
Argentina's down in that list.
we know.
I'm just saying, you want to talk about friendlies. It wasn't part of the
Which will make it even better when Messi leads them to the Copa America.
Oh, on his back. Pause. You go, Leo. When they said you couldn't, you did.
It's Copa America this year? Yeah, right?
Yeah. You just said the finals are the same day. Leo
that's right.
Leo's gonna get his ass beat.
Sampoli walked so Leo could run.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I can't wait. They're gonna get beat down.
Leo, just fake an injury at the end of the season. Take the tournament off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save
Yeah.
face.
Muscular injury.
No, you can't. You can't. I told you that award's gonna go. We're not gonna win the Nations League.
Listen, if anybody other than Lionel Messi
Okay,
wins the
just
Ballon
leave it
d'Or this
alone.
season,
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
I'm done with everything
Leave it
forever.
alone.
Yeah,
Dad is
forever.
upset. Dad don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. Now you got me
Because
upset.
Dad knows we're right.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's the sick
Yo,
part.
I'm telling you, man.
That's sick.
When Ronaldo hits them with the treble of the Serie A, Champions League, and the Nations League. The Nations League is the icing on the cake. Oh man. You better give that man his sixth golden whatever they give now.
Golden ball.
Give it to him.
The golden shoe.
Yeah.
Hey man.
It's not a boot.
Put some respect
No,
on the
if anybody else other than Messi wins this year, it's gonna be called a shoe from now on.
Yeah.
Put some respect on the Nations League.
Oh goodness.
Ah man. Canada. Shout out to Canada.
Yeah.
Who scored? Caps?
Hey.
Lucas Cavallini. Hoylett with the poor throw-in.
Off
You
the guy's
see
back.
that? He threw the ball off
It
Buddy's
was
back.
planned. It was planned. That's what he said.
No, it's not.
That's what he said to my.
No, he's not. He's a loser. He missed.
Playing. Where did he grow up?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't want to know.
He probably grew up playing some ball. That's why.
Buddy from, I'm pretty sure he's from Toronto. Left back.
Crickets.
K.
Oh yeah.
Mark Anthony K.
Yes. Plays for
LA. LAFC, who got hurt last year. I watched.
He
the
was
game
having
when
a
he got hurt.
great season before he got
Yeah,
hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he's had the great 12 months, barring the injury.
Yeah.
He played very well at left back,
He
coming
did.
into midfield to help things out.
Yeah, he's in '94.
Yeah,
And Herdman was asked the question if Alphonso Davies was fit, would he play left back? And he said no, that he would play higher up the field.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so maybe that's a spot for K to play moving forward. I don't know.
What makes sense? K cuts central. Davies has all the space on the left. I don't have to see Hoyet, who did play kind of well against,
French Guiana.
Yeah, Buddy on the right was pretty good too. Was it Edgar or David? I don't know.
David Edgar?
No, David.
Yeah, that's his
Mark
last-
David.
Yeah,
He plays for Ghent.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad either. There are a lot of issues with that side, but I'm assuming there are a lot of players that are gonna come in that I don't know about.
Well, I mean, the only one that, okay, Alfonso's not there.
Was Atiba playing?
Atiba was playing.
Was that his last game or something?
I think that's the last game on Canadian soil for him.
Okay.
They're missing Arfield as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott.
I mean, those are those are the two major ones. I don't know who else.
Is Will Johnson still in the fold?
He didn't get called. He didn't get called up,
Okay.
but he might be another one that could be in line for when they play in the Gold Cup.
And what about Kyle?
He came off the bench, but he's not starting because they're going with Cavallini
because he works a bit harder and is mobile and
yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep.
Just want to make sure that
there was a lot of talk.
Want to make sure that things haven't changed.
There was a lot of talk on the broadcast about Kyle having to leave Besiktas to play regular minutes.
Remember when we were praising that big move?
Yeah. So, because and Osario had big praise for Mark Anthony, for David, who again he said that he could be on the same level as Alfonso Davies in terms of skill.
Oh, okay.
So he's another up and coming person to have an eye out for. But
we're learning a lot when that
Nations League
when they're both.
Yeah,
we'll learn a lot about them there.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think there's one of the 6 best sides in CONCACAF.
Yeah,
maybe 7 or 8.
They could probably push that last spot.
They could
make it interesting.
Who's going to be them? Jamaica. Who else?
El Salvador.
Honduras,
maybe.
No, Honduras, I would put in there.
Yeah, Honduras is already in there.
Is it Cuba who also in there?
I need to see how they play away from home, because that's always been one of their issues.
Yep.
And again, these kids are pretty young. You know what I'm saying?
But I think it's a good tournament for them.
It's definitely promising. It's definitely one of those things where you look at it and it's kind of like, okay, well,
Trinidad.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they could be that consistent to really push in, right?
Oh, they were the team that the U.S. failed to beat.
Yeah, but they had a horrible qualifying campaign.
No, but you're saying like when you talk about like playing away from home, right?
Yeah.
Like the U.S. failed to win there, so it's not going to be an easy trip for Canada to go down there and get anything.
100%.
So, no, I think both of these tournaments, be it via the Nations League or the Gold Cup, I think all of these are opportunities to get tournament games in, and if the goal truly is to qualify for the next World Cup, these games are all the more important.
I just want an identity, and I eventually want somewhat of a good vision as to who their starting 11 is. It looks like Osario is going to play a key part in midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, Jonathan makes the World Cup. Oh man,
yeah, he was playing right beside Atiba in the last couple games.
Yeah, and then they have Piet. Piet can't be in the starting.
Yeah, he was there.
Is he a solidified starter?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying he played there in that midfield as well.
Yeah, I know.
Would you rather have? I mean, I guess when Arfield comes back, he's got to find a way into that midfield too.
He's gonna have to if they are gonna play with 2 wide players running down the flanks, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions. I just want to know where the goals are gonna come from, and I feel like we're putting a lot of pressure on Alfonso to be the savior, which isn't very good. And I want to know how he's gonna take it.
I think
it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
It's a lot. To go to Bayern, to be the face of Canadian football, to know that you have to be the difference maker. I don't know. I could be. It's not that I could be wrong. I don't know if he's cut to do that, and none of us know if he's cut to do that. I don't think he knows if he's cut to do that. That's a lot of weight to put on one kid's shoulders.
Young kid,
because, like I said, I just don't know where the goals are going to come from in this side. That's the biggest thing. Lucas could score. There's no question about that. He's a pest in the box. He's gonna challenge for everything, and he is a goal scorer. Apparently, he's having a good Liga MX season.
Yeah, I think he plays for Polebo.
No idea. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
But I just want to know who's going to score, and I want to know who's going to create. The wide players are going to have to produce, and they cannot concede goals that they did against French Guiana.
No, of course not. I mean, yeah.
So there, and I feel like there should not be any reason. Obviously, there's reason to be optimistic. Young players are getting a chance. This is what we've wanted, and they look promising. And it looks like they have great futures ahead of them if they continue to get game time in their respective leagues. But we cannot hide that the goal is to make the World Cup. We all know that. They have to at some point deliver. Mm-hmm. And the other thing here is that I have every right to be pessimistic about it.
Oh, absolutely. They haven't shown us anything in the last number of years where we truly can say that they're one of the, I don't want to say favorites, but one of the front runners to try to qualify. They haven't shown us anything to say otherwise.
So that's kind of where I stand on all of that. But it was nice to see them win. That doesn't happen too often.
No. It's a good trend.
Yeah.
At least everything seems to be trending in the right direction.
Yep. Yeah.
But is Herdman the guy though?
Well, he's going to be given the keys for this one and the next one. And that was the CSA's guy. And I don't think that he's going anywhere until after the next 2 World Cups.
Because he seems to me to be a good player coach,
mm-hmm.
but is he tactically able to win games? I think is the fine margins that separate being 7th and 8th in the CONCACAF
mm-hmm.
from being 6th, challenging for 5th.
Yep. And I think these next 2 tournaments are really going to show what his depth is at this level. He proved that he was a good coach.
No.
I think it's a different animal.
Nope. No, next point. I'm killing your point.
Oh, okay. I mean, he had success at the women's level. Was what I was going to say.
Shit, I knew you were going to say that.
Well, he did. I was there. But that
you say you were there?
No,
it was.
I swear, you said I was there.
No, I said it was there.
Damn shit.
But that women's team is top 10 in the world. So it's a little bit different.
That's where my question's coming
right. From. And honestly, I think we'll find out a lot. Tyrrell said we'll find out a lot about this team. I think we'll also find out a lot about the coach as well in these next things.
Well, that's my problem. Is that they're going to give this guy 8 years?
I was going to say, do you want to waste a lot of the prime of these players with him?
8 years? They gotta. As harsh as it may sound,
yeah.
If they don't get anywhere near their goal that they are placing on him
mm-hmm.
for 2022, then they gotta look in a different direction.
But do you think it even starts at the Gold Cup?
No.
If they have a horrid Gold Cup.
I think if they have a horrid World Cup,
Gold Cup.
Gold Cup, sorry. I think
I'm not placing him in that World Cup conversation.
No. Gold Cup.
You ain't getting there, buddy.
I think questions will be asked. Yes, definitely. The problem is that if he has a horrible World Cup qualification as well, who wants to coach this Canadian team?
That's my issue, is that who is available that even would want to come to this project?
The only thing that makes this project appealing is the fact that and it's not even sure yet, but let's assume that Canada gets one of those automatic qualification spots, then you could throw the bag at some big name manager to come and coach.
Yeah, you can. You can. Dan's right.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, you can.
At a big name manager to coach the host nation.
Throw it to Carlos Queiroz.
Hey, he's with Colombia now.
You can throw it to someone. Someone will take that.
Yeah.
Who's Tata?
Whose buddy that coached Wales?
Then
he coached Southampton. Shit.
How do I forget this?
Damn it.
Shoot.
He's the one that coached him at the Euro. Come on.
No, I have one.
Wasn't it
I have a name.
Who?
I'll throw it out right now. And this is a connection to Canada. That's why. Carlo.
Coleman. Chris Coleman.
Oh.
No.
I was thinking
Carlo who?
Ancelotti.
Yeah, okay.
His wife
In your dreams.
His wife is Canadian from Vancouver. That's the tie.
Unless his wife is a genie
Well,
and she comes out of a bottle,
Christina Aguilera.
that shit ain't happening.
There's no Big Davis.
Unless they put him up in the nicest condo in the city with $10 million a year.
Listen, you want to throw the bag at that 4 years from 8
What
years from
what
now?
makes you think they have the bag?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying.
they're placing their future in John's hands.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Listen,
That's like you got a Hyundai and you're trying to buy a Lambo.
Yeah. Well, you get it on lease.
Look, man. No, that's my biggest thing here is that you're giving John 8 years, let alone 4, with this group of talent that could be the closest thing to your golden generation.
I was going to say, you're putting the biggest 8 years in this program's history
Yeah,
Mhm.
on a coach that
with no men's experience.
that you don't know. To see, that's my problem. Yeah, that's my biggest problem is that with everything that you have right now and could be building towards, you got to put the keys into the hands of someone that you know or that you're banking will get the job done.
Well, I think they're banking that he gets the job done. That's for sure.
No, well, you got to know. It's not even a bank. You got to know. You can't just give it to someone based off what they did in the women's game.
Yeah, no, I agree. Am I gonna tell you that I'm confident in him and he has a track record, this and that? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a track record in the men's game. Period. Full stop. Yes, he has track record in the women's game, but those two games are totally different. And B, he didn't coach. He coached a side that was one of the top 10 women's team in the world. So it's a lot different.
But I don't even care about that. It's just like, in what other country does this happen? Remember we're killing the States for taking so long to announce their coach?
Yeah.
I wish Canada took that long. I wish Canada took that long to find the right guy.
Yeah.
Could they not take any of the guys that the States didn't want?
Well,
Vanny? Did Vanny want to coach the national team?
I take Vanny.
Oh no,
No?
You're taking Herdman
You're
over
taking
Vanny?
over Vanny?
no! I would never hear. I never
Give
thought
your
you would say
season-
that.
Give your season's tickets back.
No, I'm saying, oh no, I didn't think you would put him in that pedestal.
I'm not putting him on a pedestal. I'm comparing him to someone who hasn't coached the men's game.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Look, man, all joking aside, I feel like I don't know what to expect from this team, but I do know that this is on the CSA right here. Everything that happens, and if they're not proactive about it, it's just going to make it worse. I can't guarantee him 8 years. I don't even want to guarantee him past the Gold Cup, depending on how that goes. You got to show me something, And if he doesn't make the World Cup, then you really got to look at it. If they don't make the World Cup, they got to possibly go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Unless we see real signs of improvement and they just somehow, they got VAR'd or something. Like those are one of the ways where those are one of the standpoints where I could be like, okay, fine. But no, man, it's such a big gamble, and you have this player that is 17 now. He'll be 25, which doesn't sound bad, but when you play at a professional level at an early age, you're not usually playing until 35.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So they gotta really. I feel like they made the wrong mistake, and there's no disrespect to John, but I feel like if you're banking to be what you want to be, that is not who you hire. I hope he proves me wrong. I really do. But I just, from the outside looking in, they got to know something that I don't know. Or that we don't know. But like I said, I hope he proves me wrong. He hasn't showed me anything yet. And we're going to learn real soon. But I just feel like there's too much on the line to not put it into the right hands. And that's someone that you have 100% confidence will get the job done. And I don't think they have 100% confidence that Herdman will get the job. I think it's a coin flip. They're really hoping, and praying that doesn't go bad. Which leads us to the development of Canada soccer, because we're seeing all these young players play, and the Canadian Premier League is starting in a few weeks, and Timmy's Dave, commissioner, has not told us goddamn thing about what is happening in this league. I go on their website, and I see profile after profile content, hitting us with the content. Hitting us with all the content, knowing about what the players, what they like to eat, what they don't like to do on their off time, what they did when they were 5, who their favorite singer is. I'm learning everything about these players. And I don't want to know anything about them.
Fair.
Not yet. Don't tell me anything about these players yet. I want to know about the league. I want to know what your goal is. I want to know what you are aiming to do to help the development of Canadian soccer. I don't know if they're the answer for this. I don't know if this is the answer for this. I feel like a lot of money is being thrown into this. They got a commercial.
I told you 2.
How you got a commercial? You can't tell me anything about your league. You hit me with they hit us with the league goal, what the emblem means. You know, all the little PR stuff that we're supposed to soak in and just laugh up.
And people are.
I know.
I think we have to wait for the product.
That's I don't want to wait for the product.
Unfortunately, that's the only thing that we can do.
Timmy's Dave, I feel like they are, I don't want to use the word businessing.
Wow.
They are really playing this game right.
Hey, kudos to them.
They're hitting all the business moves.
But at the end of the day, that won't be the longevity of the league.
No.
Won't be the business aspect.
No.
You might think it will be, but it needs to be the product.
That's right. Because the product will sell the league in itself.
You could paint it however you want to paint it. But I think if the product at the end of the day isn't there, isn't up to snuff, isn't what the fans want, won't be it. Is this just going to be the soccer version of the CFL?
And I feel I don't want to, you know me, man. I don't see how this is sustainable. I don't know how this league is going to fix the issues that we're having at the national level.
I don't get how apparently there's that many players falling through the cracks to fill an entire league's worth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know half of these players. Some of these teams, they're just picking players from their own region.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Everyone gets to go and see the hometown players. But what ultimately is your goal? Are these players going to play in this league and then get a call up to MLS?
So at the end of the day, that's what's going to happen.
Is Herdman and Vanny going to show up to these games and identify players to play for the national team?
Well, he said that. I read an article that said that the CPL is going to hopefully foster some players for the national team.
He's supposed to say that, and hopefully is very key.
Right. No. Look. Herdman also played the PR card well.
Yeah.
What's he going to say? That if players play in the CSL, they have no chance of making the national team? Of course not.
No.
You know,
I'm just so sick of this PR game.
I think to Fabs' point, and I think there's not much more to say. We need to wait to see what the product is like on the field. We need to wait to see what this league is truly all about.
But I don't want to wait.
Well, you have to.
I want them to I want him to publicly come out here and let me know what their goal is. So that if it happens, we applaud them. If it doesn't happen, we kill them. But he ain't saying much. He ain't saying nothing.
I know.
He's not saying a goddamn thing.
Because
we're less than a month out, right? I'm sure the PR move's got to ramp up at this point.
Yeah,
just give it a.
He's gonna be on every radio station. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and see him on breakfast television.
Yeah.
He's gonna look from a person that's in a marketing company.
Oh, y'all make me sick.
I know, but I'm gonna give you that propaganda. It's still too early to do all of that stuff. Just if you'll hear it 1-2 weeks out when all the noise and all of that, your email will get you'll get reminders of when the first game is and all of that. They'll hit you with it, like Fab said.
When you download the app.
That's right.
Here's my problem. Do enough people care?
Maybe they will after they download the app.
Unless the app is giving away free things. I don't know how you're going to convert the everyday fan into a new soccer fan.
Are they being real?
See, and we mentioned it earlier. Is this supposed to be the CFL of soccer in these cities?
It's supposed to be the USL.
The USL, okay, the USL. But I'm just putting.
Well, I'm just using the CFL as a comparison of what the CFL is to the NFL.
NFL, right? Okay. And this is the CFL as in comparison to MLS. The problem is that in some of these markets, there's already other teams, and you want to talk about CFL teams. Look, you can laugh about the Ticats, but the Ticats are very much a staple of the Hamilton market. Sure. They've been around for a number of years, and there is only so much extra income that people have to spend on these type of activities. And a bunch of Ticat supporters, season ticket holders, are not going to go watch Forge FC and the Ticats. They're going to choose one over the other. They're going to choose the Ticats because that's their team that they've supported for all these years. And the same thing with a friend of mine told me how much season tickets are for Forge FC. Look, they're not much. They're as much as my TFC tickets, and I'm going to watch TFC over Forge FC.
Really? They're comparable?
The prices are not much different.
I don't even watch TFC, so you
wow,
you can imagine.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
they're selling it so good on the website. Players are really feeling the philosophies of the managers, and they're trying to create this professional environment. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. But eventually, it's going to come down to everyone, including us. Because if I feel like everyone in this country wants to complain, but they don't want to stand up and make the difference, or stand up when things are going south, or make noise when they need to make noise. This right here, I don't know how it lasts 5 years.
And that goes back to my question: is how many people care? How many people care enough to make that noise?
Because I want to see the numbers. I want to see the numbers. The league starts in April. I want to see what the turnout is in July.
I want to see week 3.
In August. Mm-hmm. I want to see who's going to these games. Because to be honest, Timmy's Dave ain't selling this on me. They have done nothing for me to want to go to watch Forge, to watch York 9, to watch Cavill whatever, to watch Pacific FC. They have done nothing for me to want to watch those teams play. Nothing. So I want to know and even if I had someone that was close, I know people that are in the league, which is why I can't really kill it. But I'm still going to kill it. And I don't even want to watch them.
Let's look at it from the players, though. How many of these guys are going to continue to chase that dream, getting paid what they're getting paid?
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know the numbers.
Well, whatever the numbers are,
I want to find out the numbers.
I'm sure they're not very much more than CFL numbers. And I remember being in high school and some of the CFL players were part-time teachers just to keep their jobs. Mm-hmm. So how many
that hasn't changed, by the way.
So how many of these guys are going to chase that dream for that long and not just say, okay, I know it's time for me to maybe move on past this? How long does it work for the players?
How good could these players be that Greg is going to be like, hey, you need to come in?
You might have 1, 2 a season.
And you're pulling these players. Some of these players are being pulled from different leagues. So what's the goal for them? Are they supposed to move abroad after? Or are there coaches in Division 1 or maybe even Division 2 leagues across Europe going to look at them and bring them over to their squads? Is that the goal? So that they could eventually mold into play? Like, wouldn't it be better if they stayed here? Like, I don't know.
I don't know where the talent's coming from.
I don't know where the talent's coming from. I feel like regardless if they were good enough, they're gonna go abroad anyways.
That's always been my biggest argument. I hate the argument of we're losing players. You're not losing players. The players you are losing are not talented enough to play abroad, to play in these leagues. That's why they're not being found. How many players do you think are slipping through the cracks where they're extremely talented and not being found by somebody? I find that extremely hard to believe.
I think it's, and I'm not even going to exaggerate. It's less than a handful.
But the bigger thing here is that, to Fabs' point, they're slipping through the cracks because while you're here building this money-making league, you should be putting all that money into everything that's happening from U6, U4 upwards. You should be using that money to fix the grassroots so that those players can develop into something by the time they're 13 so that you can send them abroad.
And what's wrong with sending them abroad?
We want something that's ours.
Why can't
they'll always be ours?
You know, something that's I don't know. Read the emblem. read the story. The CPL vision.
I don't want to read it.
Whoever wrote that.
You think all the thousands of kids that go play for those Dutch teams, or the whoever who go play in Barcelona and those academies that aren't Spanish, you think their nations care?
No. You send the little Canadians abroad when they're good enough, and they'll come back to play for the Canadian national team.
Exactly. That's where it starts.
Yeah. They need to be in those environments. If you're not, but the problem is you want to create that environment when these players are 17, 18, 19, 20 onwards.
It's almost too late.
When the environment that you're trying to create for this league should be created when they are 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this is why I look at this and it looks like it is nothing more than a moneymaker. That is the problem. And the problem is that there are people that see this, that ain't saying anything. And they're part of the problem. And if it doesn't work out like everyone thinks it's going to work out, then what? Then we're set back how many years?
Back at square one.
Because we ain't finding Alphonso Davies. And we don't even know how good Alphonso Davies is going to be. Mm-hmm. But we're not going to find anyone with his potential on a year-to-year basis.
No.
That's a once in a lifetime if he ends up being that good. The product of hard work ain't going to cut it. Ain't going to cut it. You need to develop these players. And that's why I'm not having this whole CPL thing.
You don't, to build a good national team, you don't need Alphonso Davies.
No.
You need 11 good players. Because the likes of Venezuela, the likes of Panama, the likes of all these teams that do make the World Cup on a semi-consistent basis don't have someone like Alphonso Davies, who might not be as good technically or potential as he has, but they have 11 to 15 players who can do a job, who work hard, who've been exposed to tough environments. If you shelter these kids and build them in Canada and only expose them to this environment, and then you're going to send them to the Wolves out in Europe or in South America?
They won't even get there.
Nope.
I was going to make the argument or question whether we need our own league to be where we want to be. But I won't even go that far because I still stick to my point that what all this money being invested in this league, if you invested into the grassroots first and work on the development of these kids when they're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 onwards, then you could have your own league. Yes. But I feel like it needs to start there.
Why don't we just look at basketball? Canada doesn't have its own league. Canada has one team in the NBA.
Right.
Look at the crop of players that has been developed in the last 5 years. Countless picks in the first, I don't know a ton about basketball, but countless picks in the first couple of rounds.
And let me tell you, there's another one coming right now.
RJ Barrett is coming.
Yeah.
And that's not all these kids go play in the States. Mm-hmm. How many of these kids are coming out of Canadian schools?
Zero.
Zero?
Or I don't know either, but let's say
whatever.
Very few.
1 or 2.
Look, Carleton, I think is still the best basketball. It used to, they won 7 or 8 national team titles in a row. I don't know very many of those guys that went into the NBA draft.
My point being, do you think the Canadian Basketball Association cares the fact that their players are going to America to learn their craft?
No.
Because at the end of the day, they know that that's where the competition is. That's where they're becoming formidable players.
That's right.
So why can't they fix at the youth level? They have fixed the issues that whatever they've had, and they've pumped money into there, and these kids are being developed there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being developed because we have our own league.
No.
So if you just mold something along those lines, you'll get far better results as opposed to feeling the need to build your own league and do everything in-house, where you don't have to do everything in-house to develop kids. Just give them the resources at young ages to be coached by proper coaches. How about you give money for these guys to go overseas and get their UEFA B licenses, get their UEFA A licenses, as opposed to having to go through different nations to get them? Because apparently it's almost impossible to get those licenses being a Canadian or being an American. Mm-hmm. It's extremely difficult unless you've been a former player or whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. So give the coaches resources. Give the organizations resources.
And I was looking at the rosters and seeing a lot of them are genuinely Canadian. Forge is interesting because Sigma coach used to coach there, and a lot of the players that he picked played under Sigma, so he's familiar with them and whatnot. But even when I look at that, like, he's a good coach and he's developed all these players, but none of them have really cracked. Well, Kyle Laren, he played for Sigma,
right?
None of them have really cracked the level that we're expecting to develop in this country. They've done well, so a lot of them have gone to play overseas in the States, D1, D2. A lot of them have eventually signed MLS contracts and whatnot, but I've never really cut it at that level. But they built something, okay? It's very often, but it's like, what does that change? Like you're going to continue that cycle in a league where players are 24, 25, 26, 27. I thought this league was to help improve the national team. I could be wrong. Their vision could be different. I don't know what their vision is, because no one's saying anything. And that's why I repeat that I want someone to say something. I don't want to wait till opening day to see the product.
Well, you're going to have to wait till opening day to see the product.
And I don't want your PR response as to what this league is supposed to be. And Dan's to be like, well, that's what you're going to get. But when we accept that, that is why nothing will change. But it takes a group effort. I could sit here and tell you all the things that are wrong with this league and all the things I think that can go wrong with this league. But if those that are consuming it, those that are engaging in it, those that are buying the tickets to watch it don't care, then they're going to get away with whatever they want.
Well, because they don't want to ask the questions.
They're gonna take the money.
The PR team isn't going to ask the questions. You think Curtis is going to go on Twitter and ask his boss what's going on? No. Who's going to ask the question?
Yeah, but
nobody from the Toronto Star cares enough to write an article about it, or from the Toronto Sun or whoever.
Well, soon.
Nope.
Soon.
Nope.
Well, Curtis would have done it, but Curtis joined them.
Yep.
Is the fan educated enough to ask those questions?
But eventually Curtis is, at some point, that's got to really hit his integrity and everything that he stands for. Because I don't know if you could work for a product that you know isn't real. Well, money talks. Never mind.
No, exactly. Thank you.
Money talks.
Yep.
And the fans, a lot of these fans are just happy to have something.
That's right.
For now. A lot of these, like I said, a lot of these fans won't be there in September, especially with the two leagues. The double league. You already messed up with the double league. Like, I gotta see 2 seasons? And you gotta complicate things?
1 week apart?
This is a serious issue. That's why I want to have this conversation. But I was hoping that by this point, this international break, there would have been something here for us to really talk about. And I sit here with 3 weeks, 4 weeks into the season, and there's nothing to talk about.
Smoke and mirrors.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad because I care. I know I joke and kill Canada and TFC and all that. But I do want them to do well. But I'm a realist. And if I don't see any improvement from the bottom, You think we're going to go all the way to the top and you're going to throw in a league and jumble a bunch of players that are handpicked by these coaches and these players weren't good enough to play at that level? And you think that something's going to change? How?
Does CPL have youth teams?
No.
Not yet.
No.
You tell me you're going to bring back Ryan Telfer on loan and magically become a better player and you're going to ship him back to TFC?
No.
You're telling me that TFC missed out on all these players that were playing abroad? None of them really caught their eye? None of them could have been the DP? None of them could have been Pozuelo?
They must have terrible scouts then.
Oh, man. No one was knocking on Greg's door? Giving Greg a call? Hey, you got to watch this Canadian kid.
Yeah, again, the answer is no.
And now they're going to play in the league that is supposed to be the bridge gap. And you're going to pray that these players coming up are going to be the difference maker when they're not even being developed properly. They're not. They're not being developed properly. And you're going to put them in that league and think that anything is going to change because now they're in a professional environment where they play every day and train every day with coaches that care about the game and know what they're doing. Coaches got to prove me wrong. The players got to prove me wrong. Whoever's running the league's got to prove me wrong. The supporters, the people that care, the Voyagers, though, they go Canadian fans.
Voyagers,
yeah, they got to prove me wrong. They're the ones that are always complaining that they care, but it's them who have to make the difference. It's them who have to stand up and be like, no, this is not fly. And I want them to surprise me. I want them to prove me wrong because I don't think any of them are going to do it. They're going to sit. They're going to watch the league crumble before their eyes. League One was supposed to be the same thing that they're telling me now about CPL.
Mm-hmm.
Semi-pro. Give players a chance to play at a competitive level. Send them abroad. I don't care about sending players abroad if it's not ensuring that they're getting they're placed in the right environment to help build the national team. You can send all the players abroad.
If you're sending a kid away at 16, it's too late.
Thank you.
I don't hear any stories of Barcelona sending a kid away at 16 and him coming back at 18.
At 16, they
already know.
They're a product.
They already know if they're good enough or they're not.
They're a product that's improving their tactical.
Let me tell you, the people that Barcelona are sending away at 16, 17, 18 years old are the ones that they've said they're not good enough for us. And okay, have Barcelona or Ajax or Juve or Bayern or any of those other big clubs sent away players at 16 and 17 or 18 and they've made a mistake? For sure. But for the most part, those guys know a talent at 16, 17, 18 when they see one. And they'll know if they're sending them away, they're not good enough. At that level, they know. They know.
Hey man, this game has been running around since before I was born. Since before I was born, this game has been being played. And they're going to play it again with a league that is supposed to be our Premier League. And they're basing it and trying to tell us that this is going to be the difference maker. So it's up to you as to whether you truly believe that this is it. I'm just saying that if you're not developing the players properly, if you're not placing them in the environment that they need to be in at a young age, and trust me, not a lot of these kids are, very few, far and from, then why would you do it when they're 17 and up, 18, 19, 20? Some players in this league that are 32. What difference does it make now? When you call back a player that played in Russia at 25 and you're calling back in now and think that he's going to make a difference and this league is going to change things for him and help build the national team, let us know what your vision is. Let us know what your league is about. And then maybe we can have a real conversation about it. And that's where it stands.
I don't think we need to say more than that.
But I don't know how this doesn't upset anyone that actually cares about this shit. I don't know how. But don't worry, on opening day, I will yell. I'm just saving it for then. I'm waiting until Fabs leaves. I'm going to do all the yelling. But for now, we're going to keep it light. But that's my thing for Timmy's Dave. I don't want to see him on TV, man. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see this press run. It's disgusting. It's sickening because we know, or at least I know, where this is going. And to watch that happen and to give these kids false hope that this league is going to be the difference when they've already lost their professional future, a chance at a professional career because they didn't have this opportunity at 7, 8, 9. That's the biggest problem. Because now you're selling those kids false dreams. So before you make a league, you should definitely think about fixing the grassroots first so these players are developing correctly or placed into a professional environment at a young age so that when they get to 17, they're already ready. When they're 17, they should be ready at 13.
Realistically.
Or 12.
You don't have to look too far. Just look at what clubs are doing in Europe. Match that.
How hard is that? Book a flight.
Yeah. You want to go on vacation?
I'm pretty sure these clubs won't mind having you come by and see what they're doing. They don't give a damn.
Go look at their facilities.
You tell me we don't have the money to do that?
You have money for a commercial?
You don't need it. If you have money for you don't got to pay these players.
Can't give these kids a dome to play in the winter?
You don't got to pay these players. That money that you're paying these players should be put into the kids that are 7 to 12, 4 to 12. I'm going to start at 4. 4 is a bit too young, but I'm going to start at 4. 6 to 12. That money put in that commercial, into the app, into paying these writers and editors and whoever, the management, accountants, PR people, whoever, all that money should be put into the grassroots to help these kids develop. You want change, you start from there and you move all the way up.
You know what the problem is? You don't make money with those kids.
Bingo. Why are you so smart?
Issue. Everything is money related.
Why are you so smart?
There you go, Fabs. You hit the nail. You got there before anybody else.
Well, I'm sure all of us can piece the puzzle together.
Of course we can. This is why this conversation, we can talk about this for another.
I'm gonna talk about it every single day from now until now until it kicks off.
That's what I'm saying.
Talk about it every single day.
We could talk about it till we're blue in the face, but nothing is gonna change. Nothing is gonna change, and nothing will ever change.
And are you okay with that?
I'm not okay with it, but the problem is we put enough money in all other sports, but we just don't put in enough money in this one, and we expect success in a sport that we put the least amount of money in. We put money in hockey. There's no problem there. We've put it in basketball, and we're, like Fab said, we're slowly starting to see the rewards in that.
But they didn't have to make a league to do it.
No.
You just need direction. You want to claim to love the game? You want to claim to be the guy who's going to push it in the right direction? Really push it in the right direction. You can't build a house from the top down.
Yeah. And that's exactly what they're trying to do.
But that's the issue what they've always done.
Yeah. League One didn't work, so let's make another one. let's make a Premier. Let's name it the Premier League, and that's going to change everything. Mm-hmm. Look, man, we've run across time. I don't want to kill anyone. I'm gonna be up all night, but I don't want to kill this going any further. But it's just there. It's right in front of your eyes, and so I don't want to have this conversation. I don't want to hear anyone talking to me about the Premier League. I don't want anyone complaining about the Premier League. I don't want anyone complaining about the national team. If you can't see this and call it what it is, and make a stand and make a difference. Like I said, they got 3 to 4 weeks to show us what the product is, but that ain't gonna change the fact that you can't use that product to fix what's happening at the national level if you ain't working at the bottom. And you haven't shown us that you're working at the bottom. And this league ain't gonna cover those cracks. And that's it. That's it, Timmy's Dave. No PR run. Sickening. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see your ads. I'm not downloading your app. I don't want to see what your writers have written for content. I don't want to know how much you're paying them. Hope you're paying them. They should use that money and bring it to the grassroots. And they know. That's my beef with Curtis. We don't see him this summer.
All right, I think we've run way over time on this topic.
This is episode 67 of the InnerViews Podcast, where we actually got into shit that we care about, and shit's getting a bit too spicy. So we gotta end this shit. It's Wednesday. I'm not ruining my week over these guys. You guys good?
I'm good.
Good.
If you enjoyed everything that you heard on this podcast, don't worry. Monday, we're going to break down everything that happened around Europe and all the leagues that matter, including Germany and England, because there are still title races in those respective leagues. You could find us on iTunes, the InnerViews Podcast, or any whatever. Yeah, iTunes is it for Apple. Android devices, you're the one that are very complicated. You can find this podcast on any of your Android apps, on whatever you use. Fab says some other, I don't know, Podbean, Pod something. But you can find it there. Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Spotify podcasts will be up. You can find us on youtube.com/theinnerviews, where we upload videos every day. We'll be back and running very soon. You can also find us on Twitter, the InnerViews TV. I try to retweet these guys to get them into some Twitter beef. That'll definitely only be Dan for the Thai beef. Fab's a busy man, but we value his time and presence on this podcast, and we hope to see him here next week. You never know, but we hope to see him here next week. And you can find us on facebook.com/theinnerviews, where we also upload videos there too. Like and follow and like. And Cora people, I'm going to be back soon. Nothing really to answer this week, but I'm going to get back to you in a bit. And with that being said, if no one else has anything to say, if we've really let Timmy's Dave know what time it is, then we'll see him in like 4 weeks to really break things down. And we'll be back on Monday. So it is your guy, Tyrrell.
It's Fab.
Dan.
And we are out.